All right, and welcome once again to Late Night Parents. My name is Ted Hicks. Ways to follow the show is latenightparents.com. Go to the website. You'll see the latest blogs, wikis, Facebook, for those of you that use Facebook, Twitter, and, the latest and greatest is up there. In the queue is a very special show tonight. You know, I try to do sports every once in a while, and I usually bring a specific person back every year, and I just lost him. He was in the queue, and he just disappeared. Look at that. But to my left, and it may be to the viewing public on your right, Tory Johnson, other known as Big T. Big T, what's going on, man? I just lost you, Big T. I don't have any audio from you. No audio. I just lost your audio. Oh, man. Well, I lost Bucko on the video. Bucko's coming back in now, and Big T, I lost you on the audio. So while we get our audio and video connected, I want to let everyone know this is brought to you by Haps TV. Haps offers free world-class broadcasting tools, a community eager to collaborate, and simple ways for viewers to support creators financially. That's the easiest way to let everyone know that I've switched to Haps. I've been using Haps, and it's been great. I haven't had any issues. The community team is also great. Also, just to let, just waiting for Buckle to come in here. Let's see. Hang on a second. We're still trying to get this thing together. Oh, wait a minute. I think I should have. Hold on. I just got to make sure I'm not in. Okay, I'm in landscape mode. I see you. Tori, I don't hear you. I don't hear you at all. Can you pop out your earbuds for a sec? So in the studio, Tori, towards the bottom of your screen, where it says mic, does it say your earbuds? What does it say for your microphone? Because I lost your audio. And Kevin Grigsby says, hello from Atlanta. Bucko, get your, you know what, back up in here. All right, so we're going through some technical difficulties because we were just connected. Bucko's back in the building.
I'm trying to. I'm trying to make it.
All right, so you're back in. Your video is working. Big T, we don't hear his audio.
He's gonna have to leave out, go back to the invite, and join the broadcast. That's what I had to do.
Drop off and then come back in.
Yeah, because I could see y'all, I could hear y'all, but y'all couldn't see or hear me, and it was aggravating. But hey, anyway, love the format. This is a beautiful thing, especially being a free format. I will not say a negative word.
No, it's a free format, and it's still in beta. Because if you look in the upper left-hand corner,
yeah, it says beta. Yeah.
So that's their way of, kind of dipping and diving a little bit like that. Bucko, it's good to see you as we wait for Big T to come back in. Good to see you. It seemed like just yesterday, you and I were in Smyrna drinking a beer. It's like 5 years ago, man. Almost 6. Tell me I lost your audio. All right.
All right, how's it now?
You are great.
Okay.
So you're great, and Bucko just left.
We good?
All right,
we good. Don't
go
anywhere.
I ain't doing nothing.
We are here.
Shut off. I'm here. I hear you. I see 3 faces made for radio. It's a beautiful thing. Let's go. Let's go.
Tory is still handsome as ever.
Don't lie to that man. Look how big his head is already. Don't lie to that
Hey,
man.
you see what's on this head though? How you see that, huh?
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness! Well,
Respect
that doo-doo and gold.
Bucko, Bucko, it's really been 5 years. It's 5 years.
Dude, it's been a minute. Hey,
Yeah.
the original BSS crew, minus a couple guys, but it's good to be back in the fold. I have no doubts this will be a fun evening. I hope the audience that normally joins Late Night Parents is not upset by my vernacular. I may curse. I hope not, but I'm going to try.
Never.
But it's going to be fun.
Sorry, I'm just letting you know, this guy he'll do an audio podcast with me, and we'll go for like,
I don't know, like an hour 45 minutes straight on football knowledge. And I'm like, please. But guys, as always, it's good seeing you.
No doubt.
3 years ago, it was like I said, it was a short time ago. We always used to hook up and connect and talk about latest and greatest and you know, sports, pop culture, you name it.
Everything, all that, you name it.
Political every once in a while too.
Yeah. Never stop. We may not have been broadcasting this to the world, but we always, especially me and Bucko, we always going back and forth, talking about sports and issues, and so it never really stopped.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's good. So first, before we even get started talking, this is our Super Wild Card Weekend episode. I want to give a big shout out to Bannerman from Gulfport. What's going on, Bannerman? I've seen a couple of your shows. You always seem to have a good time. Want to talk about health, wealth,
Gulfport, Mississippi.
Health, wealth, and happiness, guys.
2020. I'm glad it's over.
It was really rough up here in New York.
Yeah.
But everyone up here is healthy. Want to make sure with a check-in for you guys, how you and your family's doing, and dealing with COVID and everything else.
Well, as for me, we've just been pushing along. Everybody's been fortunate not to contract the virus, and we've just been taking all our precautions, washing our hands and wiping everything down, wearing our masks, and just pushing along, waiting for a chance to get back to some type of normalcy.
It's true. It's something. It's like, it's hitting everywhere. It kind of hit New York first, really, really hard.
Yeah, y'all caught it bad.
And it's just one of those things where it's not over here, but it came so heavy at first, and right out the gate, 30,000 people it took, and like you look around most of the country, is like, well, that's New York, or well, that's that, and everything is politicized, but this thing right here, keep your family close, tell them you love them, just. It's one of those things where I would say, hey, spend some time being kind to people
and letting them know.
Yeah, definitely. It makes you appreciate the way we used to be.
Right.
Sometimes everybody has done it. You get out the car, about to walk into a store, and then all of a sudden, oh, my mask.
Right.
You gotta walk all the way back to your car. So it makes you miss that time when you just walk into the store and not have to worry about that.
Bannerman sent a comment saying, and it said, don't think it'll be normal again. I don't think our normal the way it used to be. No.
I don't think it'll be the way it used to be. It's going to be a new normal.
Yeah.
So,
like I said, we just got to be smart with it. I'm waiting for Bucko to jump on. It's I don't know if it's his video or what's what.
Yeah, he need to get that straight over there.
Oh man, because I want to talk about these matchups. Let's see.
I'll tell you what, Ted. Quick. I know we're talking about the NFL, man, but how excited are you about those Brooklyn Nets?
Oh, come on, man. It's just good that, so the one thing I'll mention to you is I was a Net fan when they were in New Jersey and when they used to stay. And back when, and don't laugh at me, but this is like the early 90s when you can get four New Jersey Net tickets for a game. You can get 4 tickets. They'll give you a hot dog. They'll give you a Polaroid camera. They'll give you everything just to pull you in there. And the thing is, sorry, there would be no one there. So you can go sit wherever the hell you want to go sit.
Right.
You
They're
know,
just glad you just at least attempted to come to the game.
Yes. And I was at a game, not last season, but the prior season. And this is before Durant and before Kyrie. And so I was at a tech event. So I got invited to it. And I was in a suite, and it was great. It was a nice night. It was a Thursday night game. The Nets played Oklahoma City. And that's when Paul George was on there. Paul George and Russ went off that night. And they won like, I don't know, one scored 40 points. The other one scored 30 points, and they won by like maybe 2 points.
Yeah.
But the one thing about it was, I said, look at this arena, look at the fans, and they were starving to have an all-star there.
Right.
So what's so good about it is the fact that they have that now.
Right.
What's bad is we're stuck here watching it on our TV, and we can't go represent down down by Barclays Center.
Right. What I appreciated about the organization was they didn't just go rush out and say, let's go get the next superstar. They drafted well. They got a coach and they got a system and they built a little culture there that allowed them to attract Kevin Durant and the Kyrie Irving to say, hey, you know what? I like what they're doing up there. Let's go check them out. Versus what everybody calls the basketball mecca, the New York Knicks. To shun that organization and say, no, we're not going to go to the New York Knicks. We're going to the Brooklyn Nets. Shows that they did it the right way.
You know what? They did it the right way, and I don't think until they can get that stink of James Dolan out of there. I mean, you can get World Wide West. You can go get Leon Rose. You can go get whomever you want to get. I just think when you got an owner like James Dolan, you're going to have issues. But listen, if your youngins is making noise in the background, Tory, don't worry about it. It's called Late Night Parents.
Oh, I got you.
To deal with.
I'm trying to figure out how to get my thing working. Can y'all even hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
This thing done kicked me out about 17 times. I'm just trying to be live with y'all, man.
Oh, man.
Cold water.
Good.
Yeah.
I think we're good now.
I think we're good. So we were talking a little Brooklyn Nets and New York basketball.
I'm glad I missed that because
I know. Bucko, I want to talk with you real quick about how are you, how is the family, the expanding family, dealing with, since COVID.
No more expansion.
No more expansion?
My youngest is finally 3. Finally got the son, the heir to the throne, so to speak. I am no longer expanding, but now during COVID, we've been blessed. I haven't missed a day of work. The kids have been at home a lot more. We've been helping them helping narrate our own learning system versus, public school curriculum ain't what it used to be. So we've been able to.
The football guru and Bucko Bruce.
Let me slide with that one, though. You're good.
I know. You said I knew I was going to get at least one.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Super Wildcard Weekend. I mean, this whole year watching football with no fans. Before we get to Super Wildcard Weekend, what was your interpretation? What was your interpretation of the season of dealing with no fans or next to no fans? I think there was only like a handful of teams that had fans. Number one, was it watchable for you? And the backup of it was, what are they going to do for the Super Bowl?
I mean, I think naturally I should jump in there, being the Super Bowl is in the greatest city
Yes.
in this country. But no, for one, the product is going to be there. Football, that's what's different between football and a lot of sports, is the product sells itself. It's a $9 million business annually for a reason. So fans or no fans, the TV watching audience is still there, still got the same product. Now, granted, COVID gave us some problems with certain guys not available and what have you, but the product is still there. The game is still at an all-time high. Our two particular teams on the show, maybe not yours, Teddy, but our two teams played at a high level, and we're in the tournament. And I foresee it being the same, because you can't roll out and say, okay, there's a vaccine available to 10% of this population, so let's pack 60 grand in the stadium for the Super Bowl. That's not going to happen. So it's still going to be limited fan participation, but I think that's fine. The product on the field is still the same.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with Kevin. What surprised me was the way the players handle it, because it's different when you're going in there and there's, thousands and thousands of screaming fans.
Right.
And it kind of sucks you into a zone to where you feed off that crowd, but I was surprised the way they were able to come in and focus, because you got to get out of the mindset of a scrimmage. Normally when you're in a setting where there's no fans, it's usually a scrimmage. And you're going hard, but it's in the back of your mind, you're waiting for that crowd to be there. Like, yeah, all right, we about to go live. But I was particularly impressed with the way they came in and they handled the no fans being there. I think it benefited the quarterbacks a lot, because the quarterbacks were able to use a lot of hard counts and draw a lot of penalties that way. And if you were a seasoned quarterback and you were able to manipulate that hard count, you got a lot of free plays. So it helped out some teams in that sense. And it also, I'm curious to see how much home field advantage there is now that the playoffs have started. Is there really a home field advantage? Because everybody, it's like coming to the Dome. When you come into the Superdome, it's going to be a challenge to try to hear, the plays, because the crowd is so loud. But you come here now, that's not a challenge anymore. So that's what I'm basically, I want to see what's going to, is there really, does home field really play that much of an advantage other than Green Bay having to go up there and, you got to deal with the weather. But everybody else is, will that actually play into it?
Gotcha. I guess we'll go into the initial Saturday batch of Saturday games. Indianapolis Colts against the Buffalo Bills. What's your immediate take? Keys to win, and then your prediction.
I'm gonna go first on this one, because I think it's gonna be an easy one. I think I think Buffalo's the superior team on both sides of the ball. Josh Allen has been playing lights out. They got John Brown back off of injury. Stephon Diggs was already playing out of his mind. You got Zach Moss and Singletary both running the football hard. And then on defense, their secondary is playing at a high level. Those two safeties and those two corners are man, it's hard to throw on them. And then you already know what that means. So if it's hard, if you already are locking down in the secondary, it's kind of like the other effect. Normally people say the pass rush makes it easier for the corners. Well, in Buffalo, the corners are making it easier for the pass rush, because even if the pass rush doesn't get there, the quarterback is still holding the football. Like, where am I going with it? Gotcha. So I think, and then Phillip Rivers can't move anyway. Old man Rivers. So I think Buffalo gonna run away with this one. I can't see Indianapolis even making it a close game.
Well, while I tend to agree with you, yes, Buffalo's superior team. I think if Aaron Rodgers throws 40 instead of 48 touchdowns, you're looking at Josh Allen possibly being the MVP of this league.
Yeah.
Okay.
They've had no semblance of a running game. If you look at that team, how many points they scored, the yardage they've accumulated, rushing wise, I think they're like 20th, 21st in
Yeah.
the league. They're nowhere near
Yeah.
efficient, but they still are doing it well. And like you said, Phillip Rivers' lack of mobility is, I think, the only reason Indy doesn't stay in this game, because their defense can play. Jonathan Taylor coming.
Yeah, the Colts defense is good, but when I look at, can the Colts score on Buffalo? Because when you look at the Colts, who are you afraid of in the wide receivers core?
T.Y. Hilton is turning it up, and I love.
Yeah, but he's still
junior kid. I like that kid. I don't know if he's a factor for this game.
That's what I'm saying. He's still not that deep threat. That old Ty we used to, that old Ty we remember. I don't know if he's still that Ty.
He may not be. He may not be, but that offensive line is still legit. And like you said,
that
secondary is helping the pass rush. But Jerry Hughes has not impressed me. That interior line has not impressed me. If Phillip Rivers has the patience to stay there in the pocket, and if they have the ability to keep feeding Jonathan Taylor, because we've seen now, Jonathan Taylor, carry, and they just stop giving him the damn ball.
Yeah.
Now, if that happens, they're done. They have no shot.
Now I'll say this, Ted. If Indy can create some turnovers, because their defense is good. If they create some turnovers and give Phillip Rivers some short fields, they might have a shot. But if he has to go on long, 12, 24 play drives, it's just not going to happen. If they win the field position game and are able to flip the field, the football field in their where it benefits them, then they may be able to do something. But I just don't I just don't see them being able to do that. Their defense is going to have to create some turnovers and get their offense some short fields.
Honorable mention to the Bills Mafia, probably best set of fans in the NFL.
Sorry, my 3-year-old Tyson tried to bust in the studio. I had to shut that down. I apologize. You want to get on the show, man.
Shout out to Junior, man. Listen, I was telling Tory Bucko, I said, shout out to the Bills Mafia. They was waiting 25 years and they get shut out of attending a home game. You want to talk about that's a kick in the ass. I'll tell you that.
Yes. I feel for them because you won't be there celebrating with your team, but now, like you said, waiting all that long time when the Bills were horrible. Now we can't even go in there and just scream for them.
No way Governor Cuomo is opening up the stadium.
I just read yesterday that they're allowing.
Look, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you,
really?
No, they're not allowing fans in there.
That's New York, man. That's a Democratic governor.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't know about that one. As much as they want to, I don't know about that one. But I'm gonna tell you how I sympathize with Buffalo fans. So, New Orleans Saints fan, I am from day one. But my secondary team, because I was always a fan of Bo Jackson, was the Raiders.
All right.
So the Raiders were always antagonized by the Bills.
Yes.
So I remember watching those Raiders teams, and I'm like, man, we just cannot beat the Buffalo Bills. And that's when they had Jim Kelly and Thurman Thomas and that defense and Bruce Smith. They were ridiculous, and the Raiders could never get over that hump. And I used to be like, man, I can't stand the Bills. So to go from that to going to absolutely to the bottom, and then now to get back to where they are and they can't go celebrate. Oh man, I feel for them.
And that's what's wild about them. That's where I'm so impressed with, because they had so many years of so many good teams.
Yeah.
And what Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs have done this year is the best they've ever had. Wow. You know what I mean?
Hey, here's a question. Go ahead. If you go back and redraft, do you take Josh Allen over
of course,
as a number one pick? That's your number one pick, Bucko?
No brainer.
I mean, as a number 2 pick for Sam Darnold.
Oh, he's definitely better than Sam Darnold. Yeah. But the Baker Mayfield, that's the draft. Baker Mayfield went number one.
We'll get into that later. He's a front runner only. We'll get into that later. We're not going to do that right now. But yes, Josh Allen should be. It's the same with the draft before, where Pat Mahomes goes 10.
Yeah.
And Trubisky was traded up for at number 3.
Yeah.
And Goff and Wentz, and they're both stiffs.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Hey, one mention about your buddy Philip Rivers. This is what I'm hearing, and I don't know if this is true, that this could be his last season
because he's getting queued up for Monday Night Football.
Oh, really? Now, I do know another story. He's actually already had been hired as the head coach of I think his hometown high school.
Yes, of his hometown high school.
Yeah. So he's gonna put them off for a little while longer to go do Monday Night Football.
I don't know. He just has opportunities,
and you get to a point when you like 30.
The man already got a football team, his number of kids already.
Yeah.
He's played enough. He's top 7 in every.
Oh man,
it's time to hang it up. I'm looking at.
Yeah, he's had a hell of a career. His he just hasn't been able to get to and win a big game. But he's had a hell of a career. He's carved out a great niche for himself. So if he decided to step away, I mean, I wouldn't be mad at him.
Before we move to the next slate of games,
how much of that do you blame on Philip Rivers versus coaching and offensive coordinators, and just being on, wasting all those years on the Chargers?
Well, that organization is cursed. All the way back to Dan Fouts, bro. I mean, you got Dan Fouts, you got, all these receivers, you got all this air raid offense,
Winslow,
LT,
yeah,
Noah Turner.
Yeah.
You can't put it on coaching or players. They've had talent. They've had coaching.
They've had some hell of a teams. When Marty Schottenheimer was there, they've had some. Even after they had 2 good years after Drew Brees came to the Saints and Phillip Rivers, they were loaded. Antonio Gates, they had LT, they were loaded.
14-2, couldn't win a divisional round game. Come on.
Yes,
that organization is cursed. I'm telling you, something's going on.
Who was that went up there and beat? Somebody went up there and beat them in San Diego. I can't remember. They were there was one of those 14-2 teams, and then somebody went there to San Diego and beat them, and they were celebrating on the logo, and then they were pissed off about that.
Yeah. I know Peyton Manning beat them the year y'all won the Super Bowl. It was Peyton Manning that beat them when they was 13-3 or something or another, and didn't win. But yeah.
I can't look. The thing about the NFL, Ted, is there are windows. Literally, there are windows. You have, if you have the talent collected and everybody is signed and under the cap, and you got a pretty good team, you only got that window of when everybody is there and signed for about 2 to 3 years. If you can't get it done, then everything starts to blow up. The contracts start to get the quarterback wants more money. This player wants more money. Defensive players are getting old. Other teams are getting better. So if you're not able to capitalize on that window, it's just hard to win.
Yeah, it's like when your receiver don't like being called a slant guard and he can't play football this year. It's tough. It's tough to win.
All right, we're gonna go to LA Rams and Seattle Seahawks. My secondary team.
Okay.
Yeah. Teddy 2 teams, Seattle. I believe it was Hustle Wilson and the Lime Green that drug you over there. But I don't know the preliminary reports on Jared Goff are he's limited. He just had major thumb surgery, broken and dislocated.
Right.
Remember, Drew Brees just had a sprain in his thumb, and he couldn't throw the ball right for what, like 3 weeks?
Yeah, he was out. Yeah, 4 weeks actually. Teddy went 4 though. Yeah. 4 weeks.
Goff leading the league in turnovers with a healthy thumb. I don't think it matters if he plays or not. Seattle should win this game and win this game easy. The Rams, the first 8 weeks looked like a formidable team. Second half of the season, they have no offensive identity. They finally realized Cam Akers was their best running back. Too little.
And
I don't. I don't know what they're doing.
That's what frustrated me about the Rams all year long. They would not decide on a running back. I understand a running back by committee, but usually you have your guy that you're going to go with, and then you bring in the other guy just to give him a break. Right. He tried to play musical running backs the whole year. Oh, we just going to go with the guy that got the hot hand. And because of that, nobody never got into no good rhythm with your running game. So your running backs are going into the game like, your first drive is scripted. So you go in, you run your first 4 or 5 plays. If you get something going, maybe longer. So he goes in and he might get those first 3 or 4 touches, and then he comes out and the next guy goes in and he gets the next 3 or 4 touches. Nobody gets hot. And like Bucko said, it affected their offensive continuity, and Jared Goff was turning the ball over like a flapjack. So it was just like, but the thing I like about them, though, their defense, their secondary also was playing out lights out. And then you got Aaron Donald in the middle. What you gonna do with that? You got a game plan for him every game. So while I like their defense, they can't score enough points, no matter who they got at quarterback.
They can, and Michael Brockers probably doesn't play a key part of that D-line. I love their corners. Jalen Ramsey, y'all know I've been on Jalen Ramsey for years. And then this Brian Williams kid,
he playing lights out.
So the defense is playing well, but at this point, Seattle's getting better. Jamal Adams playing at a high level. Like he's back at LSU or something. You got Carlos Dunlap trying to get a resurgence. I don't see this one being close. I see like maybe 23-9 Seahawks. It's going to be a boring game.
You remember 2 years ago, Timothy McVeigh? I say McVeigh because he was the wonder kid.
Timothy McVeigh.
The wonder kid. The wonder kid. And he left me wondering what the hell he was doing a whole lot this year. You know what happened to the Rams? They overpaid everybody. They overpaid Brandon Cooks. They definitely overpaid Jared Goff. They overpaid Ty Gurley, and then everything started crumbling on them right in front of their face. And they weren't able to get it. They had to jettison so much of that salary cap that they couldn't get back right. And they still actually are sitting on a lot of money that they owe Jared Goff.
Yeah, they got a bunch of dead money right now, man.
So I got currently right now, I got both of you gentlemen picking Buffalo to beat Indianapolis and Seattle to trounce the Rams.
We come to the game of one of the games
of the week.
And that's only because Big Bucko's team, Tampa Bay at Washington, the nameless team, the football team.
Football team. I'm gonna let T take the reins on this one. I know it's gonna be hard for him to hold back the hate.
To the game.
I want to hear it. Let's go,
Bucko. T. What's the keys to the game for Washington to make this competitive?
Sign a quarterback. I swear, if they had anything that, if Alex Smith was 85% healthy, they might be able to do something in this game. But the fact that Ron Rivera is saying that they're going into the game with 2 quarterbacks, that they might rotate, letting you know, look, they have no idea what they're going to do at quarterback. And because of that,
back in 95,
and look, you know what's crazy? So even if you leave, the problem with playing Alex Smith, you saw it last week in the last game that they played. He can't move, he can't run. So if the pass rush is getting in there, he's just throwing the ball away, which is why they struggled to score against the Eagles. So you put Tampa Bay, Ty Bowles, you put Alex Smith back there. Guess what they're gonna do? Blitz. And look, if you beat him on a big play, guess what he's gonna come back and do? Blitz again, because he knows Alex Smith is not gonna last a whole game at that type of pace. And if they're unable to, they're not gonna be able to shut Tampa all the way down. Their pass rush may give Tom Brady a little trouble, but Tampa got too many weapons. They're not gonna be able to hold Tampa down to where some people might say it's a 14 to 10, 14, 13 type of game. It's not going to happen. They're not going to hold Tom Brady down to 14 points. So if you can't realistically go into the game saying I can score 21 or I can score 28 to try to keep up with them, it's not going to happen. Even without what's our middle linebacker, Bucko? Is he playing?
You forget about
Devin White.
Devin White. I
was thinking about Levante David, but yeah, Devin White. Yeah, even without Devin White, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, well, we don't get Devin White because the league wanted to show favor to you guys so you can have Alex.
No, there you go. There you go. Because
they both in the same situation. If we played Sunday, Devin White can play. So
what's the deal on Mike Evans?
Mike Evans practiced today. He did the walkthrough yesterday, and he practiced today. Bruce Arians said he's a true game-time decision. But I'm going to tell you right now, that man ain't played playoff football in his 7-year career. His leg got damn fall off.
He's playing.
For him.
Yeah, he's playing. Yeah. Look, Ted, I love Chase Young and all of the smack he talking to Tom Brady. Mm-hmm. But you better be careful what you ask for.
Don't do that. Because look, I'm going to tell you something a lot of people don't know. A lot of people do not pay attention to offensive line. This young rookie we drafted, Tristan Wirfs.
Oh, yeah, he been balling.
This little dude is a bad man.
He been balling.
Right guard, Alex Kappa, a third-year guy at I think Hobart College or some mundane small school like that. Either way, these two, the right guard, right tackle, have given up 1 sack the entire season between the two of them. That was to Khalil Mack. So I like my chances if they keep him on that left side of defense, right side of the offensive line. We can slow him down a little bit. Well, this ain't Philly's offensive line he's playing.
No.
And Philly had no Fletcher Cox. They had a lot of their starters not playing on defense, and they still made Alex Smith look mad uncomfortable. He was not planning on that back. He wasn't driving on any throws. Shaq Barrett and JPP. And if Ndamukong Suh can act like that's Aaron Rodgers playing instead of Alex Smith, I know he can show up too. That man hates Aaron Rodgers, and I want him to just see number 12 over there and go get him. But no, there is no reason we don't win this football game.
Yeah, it's not. I do not have. I think competitive edge definitely goes to the Bucks. Ronald Jones, Leonard Fournette, man, you name it. Antonio Brown, Gronkowski. It's too many weapons. It's too many weapons. And like I said, you may hold an offense down like that. You may contain them to where they're not going to score 38 on you, but they're going to definitely put up 21 to 28 on you. And I just don't see Washington being able to, unless Tom Brady go in there and throw 5 picks, which I seriously doubt. They're not going to be able to. They're not going to be able to score enough to make it a competitive game.
Right. And I'm shocked to actually get that from you, T. I just expected hateration and
hey, I'm gonna give it to you. Hey, I'm gonna give it to you how I see it on the field. Now, I respect what y'all got on the offense. I respect the whole team, really. But what y'all got on the offensive side of the ball, you got to be able to put up some points.
Right, no doubt.
Before we get to the Sunday slate of games, a couple of questions I want to just run by both of you. What's your favorite studio NFL football show? Who does it the best?
Unfortunately, it's probably Good Morning Football. Them the only ones.
I hate Good Morning Football.
I hate Good Morning Football. Well, I hate all of it. I'm sitting here in the morning. I gotta hear Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin. They suck. They hypocritical. I gotta hear Greeny. I gotta see Dan Orlovsky on every other ESPN program. Like, dude, man. Look, I have stopped watching all pre-post.
Come on.
I've stopped watching all of it because it's really. I've been listening to Sirius Radio again. Listening to NFL Network because the takes are terrible. Everybody wants clickbait. Everybody wants to, be edgy and whatever, and have some. It's terrible content on
I gotta go with it for Sunday morning. I'm gonna go with Randy Moss and the ESPN crew. just because I just like Randy Moss and the way what he brings to the show. But
Randy and Rex, though, that is true.
but as far as if you talk about something that I probably catch a clip of every day, it'd probably be Skip and Shannon.
Okay. Okay.
Even though Skip's just a troll, but that's fine. I got you.
He's what is he, about a $5 or $6 million troll?
Yeah, definitely.
You saying that and me looking at what I get from Skip, what did we do wrong with our lives?
I don't know.
What did we mess up?
I don't know.
Come on.
Follow-up question. This is going to be a little detailed. It goes into the coaching carousel. If either of you were a head coach and there were opportunities with the Jets, Jags, Texans, Lions, Falcons, or Chargers,
Tell me what would be the strength for you to join that organization, and what would be the weakness to say, nah, I'm not doing it.
Okay, so I'm gonna jump in on this one.
All right.
Even though I hate the Atlanta Falcons,
Uh-oh.
based on what they have talent-wise, especially on the offensive side of the ball, and some pieces that they have on defense, Grady Jackson, some of the younger guys that they have on defense, that would be the strength of me joining their team, just because of the veteran core and what they have, the quarterback that they have in place. I think if the right coach goes in there, brings in some discipline, brings in some more defensive talent, learn to run the football. That's really the only thing that I would change with Atlanta. I would draft a nice young running back to where I can start controlling the clock rather than trying to throw the ball up and down the field, even though I have Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley. That's their problem. They want to go up and down the field like it's the Warren Moon and a run and shoot from back in the days. They don't know how to control the clock and then hit them with big plays. So I will go to Atlanta, and the team that I will go to the very last will be the Jets. Sorry to say, Big Ted. And the reason why, because there is no longevity in when you talk about NFL coaches. Whoever goes to coach the Jets, they're going to expect him to turn it around in 2 years, and there's so much of a mess. Even if you get Trevor Lawrence, which they, what they're going to do? They didn't get the number 1 pick, so they get the number 2 pick.
No, they.
So you take Justin Fields, which is not a bad, it's not a bad consolation prize. You take Justin Fields, you bring in that young man to that organization. You got all these draft picks. You have to draft it right. You have to build the right culture. It is a hell of a job to go into New York and change everything there. I just don't know if they'll give a coach long enough to do it. It's going to take longer than 2 years, and I just don't know if the fans are going to be that patient.
Yeah, true. That's true. And just behind the Jets, as far as the worst, the weakest place to go would be the Jags. I thought the Jags was going to be a nice landing spot with $90 million of cap, 11 draft picks, the number 1 overall pick. I'm like, damn, Florida, tax-free living.
Right.
This is going to be a great job. And then that rolled-up mustache Shahid Khan had to come out and say, oh, no, I got final say on the 53. There is no GM or no coach worth their salt going to go and try to rebuild that trash organization with a guy coming from overseas venture capitalist business telling him about football.
Right.
That was the stupidest thing to happen. So they're right there with the Jets on not having a direction on where to go. But the number 1 job is not the Falcons, even though, like T said, the right coach, a running game, they lost 7 games by less than a touchdown. You can flip that quickly, but the number 1 job to have is the Charger job. You have young talent. You have talent on the contract. If my guy, if the greatest safety ever to live, Derwin James, can finally get healthy and play football.
Yeah, bring Derwin back. Shout out Derwin James.
Derwin the GOAT. If Keenan Allen can still play at a high level, they got 2 undrafted rookies that really, really balled, and this Justin Herbert kid was a beast, just like
he the real deal.
Just like the Chiefs did. They got the 3rd quarterback turned out to be the best one. The Chargers got the third quarterback that turned out, in my opinion, to be the best one.
Right.
That's
Yeah, he did.
Talent they got to build on.
He
Get
is.
the right coach there.
Surprised everybody.
Yeah, because we all saw Anthony Lynn over there looking at whoever's right. Hey, do I call timeout here? What am I doing? The game management, the coaching, the preparation wasn't there. They figured it out the last 4 games of the year, but it was bad. But I honestly think the Chargers is the way to go. And secondly, I would put Houston, even though
Houston. And the only reason why I didn't choose Houston, and I saw some comments Deshaun Watson made today, for whatever reason, the organization doesn't want to line up with their star quarterback. Right. He wanted, and not saying that the organization should be held accountable for coming to the quarterback and saying, "Hey, do you like this GM?" But just to call him and say, "Hey, this is a short list of guys we're thinking about. What do you think?" Because you just paid this guy he's making over $100 million to play quarterback for you.
Right.
And if you're going to invest in him as your future, you should be able to say, "Hey, Deshaun, this is what we're thinking about. We're going to hire this guy as GM. We're going to run this by you. Do you like it? Do you don't like it?" Not for your approval, just to get a gauge on, do you want to have a conversation with this guy? This is who we're thinking about bringing in. Do you want to talk to him and see what his philosophy is for a head coach? Do you want to give him some of your input as far as what you think offensive philosophy that you may want to run? And because they don't do that, it's just hard to get behind the Texans as an organization. And I just don't understand why they're like that.
Well, let me ask you this. Now, granted, yes, they should not have told him, "Hey, we're going to include you on these discussions." Yes, they shouldn't have said that to him. But let me ask, if you're Mr. Benson, if you're Mickey Loomis,
right,
you're in charge of this organization, is you about to ask your 27-year-old quarterback, "Hey, man, what you know about personnel decisions? Who you should hire?"
No. You're on
I'm
not.
You're on something.
No, I'm not. But look. Look at it from this perspective. You have invested a lot of money into Deshaun Watson. Okay, which means that you want to have him at least feel like you're involved, even if he's not. Even if I don't care what you tell me, I'm going to still hire you who I want. I'm going to make you feel included in the process, because that's going to keep you happy. And then you're going to relay it down to the rest of the team and say, "Hey, man, I think these guys really are trying to turn the corner." So it's not that you want to consent. That you want his consent to hire somebody. Is that you want to make him feel like he's part of the process. And right now he doesn't feel that way. So now, before you've even hired a head coach, you got a disgruntled quarterback because he don't like the GM.
But no, they tried to get this GM 2 years ago and almost lost a draft pick.
Yes.
Belichick filed tampering on them.
Yes.
So this is a guy that they've targeted for years. So this guy was part of the plan the whole time.
Right.
So obviously they see something in him. Let's give him benefit of the doubt in that regard.
Right.
And no matter who they bring in, whether it be like Eric Bieniemy would be a perfect fit there with all the speed they got, receiver, running back, and David Johnson, Brandon Kuti, all that. Perfect fit, seamless transition. But that defense is trash. Vernon Hargraves is the worst corner I've ever seen play football, and he's still on the roster. When the Bucks cut you because you suck, no one else should ever pick you up. And he's been playing for them for 2 years. Unbelievable stuff.
It's like if you're that person and you're investing $100 million and you got a company and your number one employee you're investing $100 million in, even though Ted, you're gonna be like, I don't care who you think I should hire, but since I'm paying you $100 million, I'm gonna hire this guy. I'm gonna pull you in and say, "Hey, man, what you think about this guy right here? I'm gonna put you on the phone with him. I'm gonna let him chat you up and let you talk to him about his philosophies and everything. But because I am paying you $100 and some million.
$100 million.
$300 million, I believe, is what it is. It's something ridiculous. Him and Mahomes got paid a boatload, but I promise you right now, Andy Reid ain't asking Pat Mahomes his thoughts or who's going to replace Bieniemy. I bet you that. These guys can play.
No, he
know anything about constructing a roster.
No, he's not. But he got a. But look at the two different situations. He got a quarterback that's got a lot of money in his pocket and a lot of weapons around him. His pretty much happy. And on the other hand, you got a quarterback that, even though he just signed a new contract, he's sitting there. He's like, man, well, this team is starting to look worse and worse. And when am I ever going to win?
He said, I led the league in passing, and I got 4 wins.
Right.
Get the hell out of here. Yeah, absolutely.
They are two opposite sides of the spectrum. And look, you don't want your star quarterback unhappy and disgruntled. You just don't want it to be that. You want your quarterback to have bought into everything and on page and to come in the first one to report and the last one to leave. And if he don't like the GM or the coach that the GM decides to bring in, and that whole situation doesn't match up, you lost already.
You see, all the reports back in August was a guy that just threw 48 touchdowns and might be the league MVP. He was very disgruntled and very happy he drafted a quarterback, traded up to draft a quarterback.
Right.
Very disgruntled. He went out and balled. Best season of his career, possibly.
Right.
Who's to say that Deshaun wouldn't do the same thing? I don't think he's wanting to be traded. I think this is clickbait. This is fodder. This is something to get you to Saturday. I don't think there's anything to read into Deshaun Watson. You're not trading that guy anyway.
Last quick question is,
if you were an owner or a governor or whatever,
and you had a coaching position open, and Josh McDaniels' people came to reach out, would you even consider it?
Wow, that's a hard question.
Nope.
That's a hard question.
Absolutely.
Man, I'm gonna say no because the last opportunity he had in Indianapolis, the way he left that team hanging, I'm gonna say no because I don't think I could trust you, you know. And because of that, I'm gonna have to turn you down. And he's been very, other than New England, he's been very particular with how he gets along with veteran players. Right. So that, on top of that, I think I would have to pass.
Okay.
You gave this guy the reins to an organization one time, and he drafted you Tim Tebow.
Yes.
Okay. Then he had an opportunity to go over there and work with Indy. He said, "No, I'm good. I'm not gonna go." And it turned out to be a blessing in disguise because Frank Reich has turned out to be a hell of a coach over there.
Hell of a coach, right? But think about it. But he told Indy with the opportunity to go and coach Andrew Luck, "Nah, I'm good." After he told the guy he was gonna come in and be their head coach.
and the dude, you seen him? I don't know. I didn't watch very many Patriot games, but I looked over there. And for whatever reason, as bad as Cam played, as bad as Stidham played, whatever, they kept panning to the sideline. You see Bill and you see Josh McDaniels, they both look like, damn, we really suck. Like, you can see the dejection in their face.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't hire that dude as my quality control coach. He can kick rocks.
The thing is, you know what the crazy thing is about that situation? Yeah. He stayed in New England. He stayed loyal to Belichick because of this handshake deal that they have. Whenever Belichick leaves, he's going to be the next guy up in New England. But I don't even think Robert Kraft is looking at him like, yeah, you definitely going to be my head coach. I don't think Robert Kraft is looking at him like that.
Right.
Sell the damn team. I'm done. I got enough.
Hey, so Baltimore and Tennessee on Sunday.
Definitely, boy. The game. I think that's going to be the game of the week. I think that's the game of the week.
Who has the ball last? That's who wins.
Man, I love to watch the Tennessee Titans play because it seems like they're never out of a game. You know, even though their offense is built around Derrick Henry and they're not really the comeback kids, they just play so hard. It's just like, man, they always feel like they're in the game to me. Derrick Henry, the ultimate equalizer, game neutralizer. If that dude get going and they're able to just turn around and hand that football off and you can't stop him, you in for a long day.
That's not true.
Oh, man. And the defense is good.
So damn awful
Yes.
Derrick Henry had 200 yards and 2 touchdowns just last week, and they still had
Yes.
to go to damn near overtime.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Look, if you have the ability to have 300 yards passing, 200 yards rushing, you score 5 touchdowns, and you still need a last-second field goal to beat a 4-win football team, your defense is the epitome of trash. And Baltimore, they started off very good on defense. This last half of the year, they've started to give it up a little bit. So really, I look at this game, I see like 580 yards of total rushing.
Okay.
Whoever has the ball last is going to win. It's going to be great TV. This should be the Saturday night 8 o'clock game.
I agree.
That should be the game. Yeah, I think that's going to be the black and blue game right there. Let's go. We're gonna get out there. Everybody gonna be hard hitting. And look, the last man, like Buckle said, the last one that got the ball probably gonna win the game.
So neither of you are ready to definitively pick a specific team to win this game.
I will pick Baltimore because I think Baltimore can make a stop. I don't think the Tennessee Titans can stop anybody, let alone Lamar Jackson. Them they clicking. This J.K. Dobbins kid is a beast.
Yeah, J.K. Dobbins. Yeah, they play pretty well.
34 Baltimore. That's what I'm gonna put.
I'll tell you what, I'm gonna have to agree with that. I think just because Baltimore has a better defense and they can give, because the whole thing about it is stopping Derrick Henry. Because if you can stop Derrick Henry and keep him from busting those long runs, if Derrick Henry only rushes for 100 yards in this game, Tennessee loses.
They lose.
They lose. If you can hold him to 100 yards, that means you've controlled their offense because they're not able to go up and down. They're not built to go up and down the field like that. You know, they're built just how the Atlanta Falcons should be built. Run the football, play action, and we gonna hit our big play receivers down the field and our athletic tight ends. So that's the way they're built. But when they get down into a shootout like that, they struggle. And Baltimore's defense is just a little better, a little more able to come up with a stop or two when they need it. If Derrick Henry runs for 100 yards or less, Tennessee loses the game.
Just a follow-up question on this.
Does Lamar Jackson's play in the football play, his style of play, translate in playoff football?
No, it does. You've shown it. Yeah, he's been in the playoffs 2 years in a row. He hasn't won a game yet.
Right.
Granted, that's only 2, but no, it doesn't. You have to be able to be efficient. You have to be precise with your game. Now, if everything's rolling for them and he gets the running game going and he can hit Andrews and Hollywood on some bootleg stuff, then what he does can work. It's shown it. They won 13 games and now 11. It's not like they've fallen off and 7-9 backdoored in the playoffs. They're still 11-1 team. So, yes, he can do it. He just has to be efficient. He didn't do it at Louisville. He's not done it so far 2 years into the league. We'll see what he can do, but I think that they can win this game, and he really should be able to take advantage of that terrible defense. If not,
and I think his style of play can be successful in the playoffs. You look at the games that they lost in the playoffs. They turned the ball over. They lost last year because they turned the ball over and they got down. They're still built similar to the Tennessee, especially last year. They depended so heavily on the run game, and their offense wasn't built to go up and down the field. So when they got down, when Tennessee got up on them, I think it was like 17-0 at one point.
Yeah, it was.
Now they know. Now I know Lamar got to come back and throw the ball now he has to throw the ball. And I'm not worried about running game and play action. Now I know you got to throw the ball because you got to catch up. They're not built for that. His style of play is not built for that. But if he can stay on an even playing field with you the whole time and there's no turnovers and their defense is playing well enough to keep the game from getting out of hand, he can definitely win like that. They get in trouble when they turn the football over.
So my question to you is,
Tory, you are the offensive coordinator. of the Baltimore Ravens. I'm Ted Hicks, the different defensive coordinator for the Tennessee Titans. And let's say I send a spy
for 3/4 of the play, 3/4 of the offensive plays, and I have a spy up there on Lamar Jackson. I don't believe he wins.
You don't think he wins? You know.
Go ahead.
You know, every team he plays spies him now.
Right.
So it's not like he doesn't see that every play. Every defense when they game plan for the Baltimore Ravens,
right,
they're spying Lamar Jackson. And the thing about the spy is, can you catch him?
Right.
But I want to know, is playoff football a little bit faster for him? I just want to know, from your perspective, that if he's winning 13 games and he's looking like the MVP, which he is, it just seems like something doesn't click in the playoffs.
Well, I think they've just had bad luck. Like last year, the first year he went to the playoffs. Remember, he didn't start that game. What's his name? Flacco started that game, and he came in at the end and almost brought him back to win it.
That's true.
So I don't know if we could necessarily count that one, but this one last year, they turned up. Tennessee jumped on them early, and they kept turning the football over. They kept turning the football over, and once they got down, they not built. Lamar Jackson is not your Drew Brees, your Tom Brady, your Aaron Rodgers, where he's going to drop back and bring you back with his arm. He's just not going to do that. He's not built for that. And if he can't, doesn't have the opportunity to play action you, to use the read option, if you take all that out of his game and try to just make him traditional drop back, not going to happen.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's not his strength. Again, apologies. My son is refusing to go to bed. It's 11 o'clock at night. I'm about to whoop him. But either way, I'm sorry to have to leave again. But
no. It's all good.
He is not that guy. If everything's clicking, that dude's dangerous. And the game that these guys played last time was a hell of a football game. I'm expecting fireworks. I'm expecting this to be the game of the weekend. I really, honestly, I don't know why the NFL didn't take advantage of this being a primetime Saturday night game. The Bucs, Tom Brady, I get it. Washington football team, they do not deserve to be on primetime over this time.
They on prime time because of the Alex Smith comeback story. That's why they in prime time. Yes. The comeback story of the year versus the GOAT trying to win one without Belichick. That's why y'all prime time.
Okay, hey, we can go ahead and put an end to that debate, right? Brady is the reason, okay? We haven't been to the playoffs in 13 years. They haven't missed the playoffs in 12.
Right.
Common denominator is one guy. Period.
Yep. All right, we got the Bears at NOLA.
Oh. Do I even need to comment on this game?
I don't know.
Mitchell
Trubisky, what you got, Bucko? Because I know that hate don't look good on you.
You got the luckiest damn draw. I'm gonna tell you this, T. If you don't win this game by 20, I'm gonna clap. You better not let this team play with you. If Mitchell Trubisky give you a damn game, I am going to be all on you, man. This should be like 27 to.
Yeah. This is another example of just like the Washington Tampa Bay game. The Bears are just unable to score enough to keep up with Drew Brees and the Saints, unless they go in and turn the football over and give the Bears short field, and the Saints have to play comeback. But if this game is just played on a normal playing field, Drew Brees is not turning the football over, the Saints are doing their thing, even without Alvin Kamara on the COVID list. If he's not able to play, they should be able to handle the Bears easily. The key to the game is just protect the football.
That offensive line y'all got is
yeah. Yeah, yeah. You know
Up there.
this is what we do on draft night in New Orleans. You know, we've known we needed a complimentary wide receiver to Michael Thomas for like the last 3 years, right? So we all sit around and we go into the draft. We're like, yeah, man, you know, Sean Payton, he definitely gonna get that receiver. Who coming up? Who good at receiver? Good. And then we get to the pick and they say offensive guard, left tackle, right tackle, center. It's like, man, didn't we just draft a lineman last year? But
No, I mean,
but look, all that frustration on draft night ends up paying off when you look at, man, look how the offensive line is just dominating and creating these holes for these running backs. So while the draft night frustration still, you know, it's like, all right, what offensive lineman we gonna find a way to pick this year? But it pays off. They've been able, you know, the crazy thing about the Saints, they've been able to recycle linemen, except for Teron Armstead and Ramchek came in and he replaced our other right tackle that retired after the Super Bowl, Stinchcomb, Jonathan Stinchcomb. So he came in and he replaced Jonathan Stinchcomb, and he hit the ground running. So they have been able to keep the line intact with those two bookend tackles, and they've been able to draft or replace interior linemen very well since Sean Payton's been here.
I don't even know who that McCoy kid is, but he can play up there.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at, dude, I'm watching this team. They got no Emmanuel Sanders, no Michael Thomas. I got some dude named Lil Jordan Humphrey.
Lil Jordan Humphrey.
What the hell is going on over here, man? It works. What they do works. Sean Payton, he can call a good game, even though he has the most punchable face in the world. I'm telling y'all, punch that dude in the face is not good. But the Saints should go in this game at home very comfortably beating this team. Like what you just saw last week against Carolina,
right,
where they befuddled Teddy Bridgewater and made that game be an embarrassment, even when the Saints didn't even look fresh. They looked weak in the first half. They still found a way to just bury him, 33-7.
Yep. They had six interceptions in that game last week. Yeah. So about 6 different players.
Yeah, 5. But yeah.
Yeah. So
my buddy Donna Rocks, he chimes in. He says, all day it'll be a blowout plus 24.
No doubt. The line is 10.5. That should be. It started at 9.
Yeah.
That line that moved from 9 to 10.5. That tells you that Vegas, the Sharks, is putting heavy money on the Saints.
Yeah.
And I'm one of those. That they are part of my parlay. I got
look, if they
plus 4.5. I got 3.5.
You took the points on that old Buffalo, huh?
Oh, no doubt. Laying them points, baby. Then I got the money line on the Bucks. Let's go.
Yeah, but look, I tell you, the what they've done really well. They shut down Michael Thomas with 3 games left. They was just like, all right, we're gonna get you ready for the playoffs. Mm-hmm. They've been able to win without certain players, and they've just been able to just the next man up and step in and go. So that's what they've done very well. And then now that they're headed into Marcus Williams was another player that went down, ankle injury, and they just shuffle players around and been able to win games without having those key players in. And I think it really has just strengthened their bench players, and that way there's a rotation for everybody to come in and contribute now. So everybody's had a little taste, like Bucko says, who the hell is Lil Jordan Humphrey? Marquez Callaway. Where are these guys coming from?
Is that his government? Lil Jordan, is that his government name?
Hey, I don't know if that's his government name, but that's what they got him listed under, Lil Jordan.
That's awesome, bro. I don't care. That's so like champion.
You got guys like Lil Jordan Humphrey that have come in and play a big role in some of these games that the Saints have actually needed to win, just to even be in the second seed or even to have a chance at saying, hey, we got a shot at the first seed. So they've actually had to win. It's not games that they've just been coasting. They had to win these games, and they've been doing it with guys like Lil Jordan Humphrey.
I mean, I got to tip my cap. I really do. I mean, there's not a team in this league I hate more than the Saints. It used to be the Cowboys, but just like my hate used to be for the Cowboys, all the Cowboys fans became Saints fans, and it made me hate the Saints. Bro, I can't stand y'all. But there's no way you lose this football game. I mean,
Yeah.
Is Michael Thomas playing? I have not read a.
Yeah, he's playing. Yeah, he practiced all week long. Yep.
And from what I read from Rappaport said, Kamara will be good to go with the COVID. He should be fine.
Yeah. They were just trying to see whether or not if they played Saturday, he wouldn't have been able to play. They got the Sunday game. The only thing about that is the reason why I say even if he doesn't play, he still had to be away from the facility the whole time. So whether he's been working out and getting a game plan through Zoom, so it's not like actually being there. So that's why I'm saying I don't know how much he'll play in the game.
Same thing every week. He'll be there. He'll be fine. He'll be ready to go.
Hey, but how about what's his name? Turning back the clock last week at running back. You saw that, huh?
Ty Montgomery.
Ty Montgomery. You like that, huh? You like that, huh?
Yeah, I saw that. Like, look at this though, man.
Hey, he had over 100 yards rushing too.
Now he's just being a jerk, still wearing 88. Bro, you own the roster as a running back. You're not a receiver at the order. You wearing 88. Come on.
Hey, so Tory, you heard about Drew Brees? I'm hearing
this could be his last season.
Will be.
And going directly to NBC.
They already got the money. He's got all the money. They're queuing him up to work with. He's gonna handle the Notre Dame games,
and then he's the successor to Chris Collinsworth.
Really? Okay. I know that he was talking about something similar last year about going into broadcasting.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say this: if they win it, he's definitely riding out into the sunshine. If they do not win it, I think the opportunity to go into broadcasting may be a little too much to pass up, and I think he will go ahead and call it a career, and then to wait on his Hall of Fame inductee.
So supposedly they're holding him a spot with the NBC Sports, and it just it's a nice position to be in.
Yeah, and they pay. Look, Tony Romo. How many games does Tony Romo do a year?
Come on.
He seems like he seems like he's so good at it that he picks. Yeah, give me that game, and that game, and I'm not doing no more for the rest of the year.
So apparently, I'm the only guy walking green earth that find Tony Romo annoying on the broadcast. He's trying to do too much. I feel bad for Jim Nantz. But no,
Jim Nantz needs to get paid too.
So shout out to NBC. Thank you for getting that bum out of my damn division. I'm tired of that guy. But, hey, look, no. Honestly, real talk, I have to give. I had no earthly idea this dude was even halfway capable of what he's achieved. I got to tip my cap to him, even though Brady passed him on the touchdown list, as should be. The man had a career none of us saw coming. I remember Purdue when he was crying on TV about not getting the Heisman and this and that. I didn't like him then. I really didn't like him when my Nick Saban failed his physical and he went to your team. Oh, boy, I hate him. But the man had a stellar career. He has whooped our tail more than any quarterback.
The rest is history.
And
like he said, look, for the undersized, what they say, not really a strong arm quarterback coming in from Purdue. We just taking a shot on him. But I tell you what, that accuracy and the ability to throw guys open,
precision, bro.
It's just, oh man, it's ridiculous. I saw one. I think it was Sports Center Science, where he was going up against an archer. He was throwing the football, and the guy was shooting arrows, and he was more accurate.
This is late night parents. It's a lot of techie guys. He's like Legolas from Lord of the Rings. That's Drew Brees.
Yes.
The guy, again, I have to tip my cap to him. I would never like him, but damn it, I respect him, and I thank the Lord. I pray that y'all have Jameis Winston throwing 30 picks for your team.
Don't sleep on Jameis, man. Jameis been in quarterback school the whole year, man. Don't sleep.
Let's go, Jameis.
Listen, I remember 5 years ago, Bucko.
Shut up.
Every week, shout out to famous Jameis.
Hey, hold on. What? Hey, that was until he put on that poop and gold over there. Now he's dead to me, bro. That man is dead to me, Ted.
See, what he don't know is Jameis Winston actually didn't play bad last year.
Yeah, he did.
He did. But what happened was, let me tell you what happened.
Sorry, I almost cursed.
Jameis Winston.
36 turnovers, T.
Let me tell you why he had 36 turnovers. Because Bruce Arians kept telling the man to chunk the ball down the football field.
Tom Brady got 13. Tom Brady got 13.
You know why? You know why Tom Brady only has 13 turnovers? You know why? You know what happened? Because Tom Brady said, Bruce, will you stop please having me call the ball? Stop calling them damn plays and have me chunk the ball down the field and let me dink and dunk this thing down there.
Passes of more than 20 yards. He is leading the league in that category. Touchdown,
now look, don't have me pull up all of empty calories. He just racked up against them badass teams y'all just played.
Yeah, we did. Hey, but look, y'all played them same badass teams we just played. Y'all lit up Minnesota. Y'all lit up Detroit almost beat you. Watch out now. We beat the hell out of Detroit.
What y'all scored? Like over 40 in the last 3 games against them horrible opponents? Y'all started with the Lions?
We scored 120 points in the last 4 games.
Yeah. The Detroit Lions, Ted.
And the Falcons twice.
And the Falcons twice.
Hey, but Taysom Hill put up 30 on the Falcons, didn't he?
Yeah.
Hey, so we got, the one thing we've learned this year is COVID is not going to stop the NFL. No. I don't care if half a team is down with COVID. Yeah. They're like, hey, you playing.
Yeah, you playing.
We said this to you, 6-7 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
With the Kaepernick kneeling and one of our former shows boycotted football, and we had the conversation and said ain't nothing gonna stop football.
Yeah.
Ain't no strike, ain't no collective bargaining agreement gonna stop football. This is $9-10 billion a year annually.
Yeah.
Probably $4 billion this year in the midst of a pandemic.
Yeah, in the midst of a pandemic. But Ted, I'll throw this question out to you. I think in the midst of the pandemic and the way they've been able to play every game, even though they've had to switch up the schedule, the first year ever when the NFL played a game on every day of the week. Every day of the week. Oh. At one point this year, there was a football game. It was first time ever. But I was impressed at the way they've been able to handle and not have a wide outbreak where everybody had to shut down. If your they've isolated incidents, they've shut teams down. They've said if you were irresponsible, they made you pay. All of the Denver Broncos. Yes, you know. So they have. I think they've done an excellent job of doing the best that they can without having a bubble. What do you think?
I definitely agree. I didn't think
after seeing the NBA and how they did it and seeing how the NHL, put it directly in Toronto and I think Edmonton, I said, well, I was hoping Roger Goodell is following the same format. And they were like, no. And in no way, I thought by like maybe week 2, week 3, it was going to get shut down. But end of the day, it's about the TV money.
Absolutely.
Right.
It's not about the butts in the seats.
Right.
That's one piece of it. It's that TV money. When you got a network paying you $2 billion a year, and all 4 networks are paying upwards of $1 billion or more a year, you're going to get that thing done.
Right.
Absolutely. But now, Ted, it's even a step further. They had no opportunity at a bubble. The NBA, the NHL, they carry coaches, trainers, everybody involved.
Right.
You're talking a max of 25 people.
Right.
You got 53 players, 20 coaches, 10 training staff, 2 doctors, audio engineers, all this shit. All this stuff. You're talking 90 people. How you gonna bubble 90 people for 32 teams?
Yeah, you can't. You can't do it. And the fact that they've been able to keep the season going like I said, without being afforded to have a bubble. Look, just to piggyback off of that, just think about what the NBA is going through right now. They are deadly afraid that the season may get shut down because they don't know how responsible these guys are going to be night in and night out. And they are deadly afraid of an outbreak, because so much so that they're changing protocols every day. You know,
Sorry,
so
look at the man.
The
yeah,
NBA,
yeah.
the NBA, 30% of the NBA is Dwayne Haskins. They don't
Right.
have enough. They don't have enough Drew Breeses. They don't have
Right.
enough Aaron Rodgerses. They don't have enough ball guys. They have guys that are good at basketball that live a life of celebrity.
Right.
Let's
They're
be
not
honest,
dedicated
man.
to the game as much.
Right,
You
right.
created a superstar-driven product. This is why.
Right.
See, you and I have talked about this. Why I've soured on the NBA game. You've made the league about your 10% of players.
Yeah.
Versus
Yeah.
the product as a whole.
Well, they
Right.
don't make any defense either.
NFL makes the game about the game.
Right.
That's why it works. There's a new crop of guys coming in every year. For every Brett Favre that retires or Peyton Manning that retires, you got Pat Mahomes coming. You got Deshaun Watson coming. Drew Brees is leaving right now. Watch, they finna get this BYU guy. They gonna get Zach Wilson over there in New Orleans. Gonna be the next Drew Brees. Something like, you know what I mean? It's the NBA has become. They've given too much power to the player, and
they have
not done enough with that power. They're being irresponsible and not growing the product.
Right. But just on the pure issue of them dealing with COVID outside of the bubble, they are deadly afraid that this season could be shut down at any point because of an outbreak.
Look, man, we all have our beliefs, political, non-political, people close to us, people not close to us. This is a real virus. It's a real thing.
Oh yeah. It's definitely real.
They have to be diligent. Me and T and Ted, I know you work in the school system. We've been exposed. We've been essential. We've been out here every day.
Yeah.
I am not one to be conformed. I don't want to be told what to do. However, I got 4 children. I got a wife. Everybody depends on me. Damn it, I put this stupid mask on my face. When I walk in the store, I'm being responsible. I'm not going to a poker game. I'm not going to watch a football game. If I, making my middle class life, can be diligent and living this way, why can you not be diligent in your 6-month-a-year job to be responsible? I don't get it, man. We have to understand there are things in the way sometimes. It ain't about what I want to do. And I just see too much selfish nature going on between certain guys in the NBA and certain athletes here in the NFL that are messing it up for the whole bunch.
So it leads us into the last game of the week. Cleveland, who's decimated with COVID, at the Steelers.
Ain't no point in even talking about that game. No point. They got no head coach. Their best offensive lineman ain't playing. Baker Mayfield is a front runner. He can't beat Pittsburgh. I think he's never beaten Pittsburgh except for against Mason Rudolph just recently.
Right.
This game is not going to be close. I'm not a believer in Baker Mayfield. I really honestly think he has done more commercials than he has had meaningful football games in his life. And that's a problem. That's a problem for me. If I see you have more commercials than you have W's on a football field, priority, you're wrong. And I look at the guy I see when everything's rolling good, when Chubb is rolling, when Hunt is rolling, props to that GM, that coach, that front office they have over there, that offensive line they put together, those 2 guards, Jarek Willis and Conklin on the tackles. They've done a hell of a job building a nucleus of talent. Yet every time they played a formidable defense, Baker Mayfield has found a way to suck.
Yeah.
Every single time.
Yeah. I agree.
I see it happening again. He's going to suck. And it's going to be a terrible game. Again, NFL again messed up. Now, granted, they didn't anticipate COVID.
Right.
First playoff game in 18 years. I mean,
right.
Last time Cleveland was in the playoffs, those kids that were born that year, they just voted for Joe Biden.
Yeah, yeah. You know what's crazy? We talk about you talked about the Chargers being cursed, man. The Browns, boy. I agree with everything you said, and then throw all that what you just said on top of the facility being shut down
Right.
and inability to practice and no offensive continuity, and everybody's getting the game plan over Zoom, and their head coaches on the COVID list. So it's like
you texted me a list of everybody that was on COVID for Cleveland.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
My phone said unable to load. Too much. You know what I mean? It was too much. I couldn't download it. It was too big of a file. I didn't have enough data.
I'm going to say this game is an open and shut case.
Now, if this game isn't 27-6, Pittsburgh needs to just quit. But I don't think Pittsburgh's going to win next round anyway. I think Pittsburgh been the biggest pretenders all year. Roethlisberger waited until they were about to lose to the Colts to finally figure out, hey, I can still throw the ball deep. I can still throw more than 5 yards down the field.
Yeah, they can't run it, but they can throw it.
They can't run it, but the whole year they're dinking and dunking. You got Deontay Johnson, who's a great route runner. You got Claypool, who's a 50-50 dream for a quarterback. You got Ebron, who's a matchup problem.
Yeah,
you're running 5-7 yard digs constantly. You're not a West Coast team. You're not built that way. You can't run the ball. Your strength is vertical. They did it the first 4 games, then they stopped.
Right.
When they played Dallas, I think it was Aldon Smith got a hold of big.
The shooter.
And that was it.
But I think their challenge. Has been, Mike Tomlin has felt if they aren't able to run the football, they aren't able to keep opposing teams off the field. They aren't able to eat clock, and not only that, in the playoffs, those crucial third downs. Sometimes you got to be able to run the ball to set yourself up to keep you second and short, third and short. If everybody's anticipating that you're throwing the ball the whole game, it's hard.
I mean, it's their fault. They draft James Conner high, second round, inconsistent. Now, granted, God bless him, the man beat cancer. He defied all odds.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Props to him for whatever he got. He's a winner. Okay. Then you're going to draft Benny Snell. Inconsistent up and down Kentucky. You don't know what he is. Ran a 4.8 40. Damn it. I think Big T can run a package faster than Benny Snell. Then you go and you get Anthony McFarland out of Maryland, who the example of up and down running back. A lot of explosion, a lot of flash, but no consistency. I think he averaged 3 yards a carry. In college, that's unrealistic of being an NFL pro. And these are the guys. You put a 6th-round pick on all three, or a 2nd-round pick on all three of these guys.
Yeah,
they're not worthy of that. So that goes to the organization. I don't feel sorry for you. You had AB in there. You got rid of him because of malcontent, whatever. You're stuck with Juju. He's made more dancing TikToks than he has big plays in the league.
But that's the reason. But a lot of that has been because they can't run the football. So think about it. Think about it. If you can't run a football, when your safeties come up, unless you're stretching them vertical, your safeties are looking for those little intermediate routes, and they're popping the piss out those receivers right there. And so, you know what Juju doing when he come out of that curl? He dancing to make sure that corner ain't behind him right there when Roethlisberger about to set him up for that throw. He dancing right there, making sure that receiver ain't, making sure that corner ain't right behind him, about to get his head knocked off.
Dude, I looked at a number for the Pittsburgh Steelers defense, and I believe it's either a record or close to the record. But that defense has got a pressure on the quarterback on 52% of their dropbacks. Meaning every time they drop back, you got a 52% chance that a defensive player is touching your quarterback. When you have that type of defense, that type of skill, and you can't run the ball, you should be dominating everybody. And then look at the teams they played.
They run the ball.
They played one of the easiest schedules in the league. And, they were 13-0, but it was so fake. It was so fraudulent. I don't think that they get past the second round, no matter who they play.
Hey, it's hard. Look, the offenses, the defenses are much better in the playoffs. You're not playing. You don't get the opportunity to have a. You're not playing the Jets. You're not playing the Denver Broncos.
Who lost to the Jets?
They did lose to the Jets.
Oh, they did lose
But
to
what
the
I'm
Jets.
saying is you're not getting the opportunity to have a break or what you think is a break in your mind to play these teams that don't or see these defenses that are not as good. You're gonna see a good defense or a resemblance of a good defense with every game that you play in the playoffs. And you have to be able to run the football. You have to be able to do it. If you can't run the football, you cannot shorten the game. And Ben Roethlisberger does not want to throw that ball 45 times a game. That's not the winning formula for them.
How much gas you think Ben got in the tank?
Oh man, I think realistically with the arm surgery, with the elbow surgery, I think Ben he really ain't throwing it now. He kind of pushing the football down the field.
Ball, yeah. Look like they're playing shot put.
I think maybe one more year.
Okay.
Like he throwing a shot put out there.
I think this is it, bro. I think Rivers, Breeze, Roethlisberger. And if I'm not mistaken, Roethlisberger and Rivers were the same draft, right?
Yep.
They were.
Yep. Along with Eli Manning, he's already gone.
Along with Eli Manning.
Yeah. So
I am so happy. I just want to jump in and say this.
Honestly, seeing what I see from Ben, I'm telling you, I'm looking at the way he's playing, the way he's not playing. Same with Alex Smith last week, what I'm saying, with not planting on that back foot, mechanically being off, not being able to drive on the football, which is what he's known for. I don't see him being able to say, I can do another 16 games of this, bro. I wouldn't if I were he. But I think it might be the end of the road for all of them. All three might be gone.
I just, one of the things I want to close out with.
I was so happy when Eli packed it in.
There's nothing more. And all praises due to Brady.
But there's nothing more. When you see a team, a player representing with a team 14, 15 years, and they go turn around. You remember when Emmitt Smith went to the Cardinals.
Uh-huh.
It's just like those last 1 or 2. I'm like, dude, why did you do it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he wanted the all-time rushing record. That's why he did it.
Yeah. If Jerry Rice didn't play for the Raiders and the Seahawks, he wouldn't be where he's at record-wise.
Hold up. You're going too far now, Buckle. Them records was unreachable when he left the 49ers.
Hey, look, I know a guy that just set a record of 7 straight 1,000-yard season. I know that. 7 straight 1,000-yard season. Shout out Mike Evans. You a champion.
Hey, you remember they used to say they're looking for that Kobe stopper. We got a Mike Evans stopper down here in New Orleans, right? Yeah. Marshawn Lattimore waiting on that ass when he come down here.
Yeah, you saw what Marshawn Lattimore did waiting on Mike Evans to come and rock him. You saw that. Come
on. What he got on Mike Evans this year? Like 2 catches?
No.
Mike Evans got on Lattimore this year. Like 2 catches for 10 yards? He ain't got no touchdown.
Yeah, he wasn't targeted.
Here we go saying now he wasn't targeted. He was targeted because he wasn't open.
Whatever, man. Mike Evans is always open.
I got Jerry Miller chiming in saying Chicago blows. We agree with you, Jerry.
Yeah, absolutely, Jerry Miller.
And thanks for subscribing.
I hate Chicago. I can't believe we lost to them bums. And they took you to overtime. First time you played them, so hey.
Maybe who that, the Bears?
Yeah, the Bears.
Yeah, Drew Brees didn't play that game.
I don't care.
Oh my goodness.
Listen, we were going to go into Defensive Player of the Year and Rookie of the Year and all this other stuff, but I want to table that
because I would love for you gentlemen
to come back next week because I have my Steve Kornacki notes based on what you guys picked.
Uh-huh.
And we do this again if you guys are available.
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
Man, look, anytime I can talk ball with T, telling you, I would do it every day of the week. That guy right there is my hero. Even though he wears that terrible, ugly hat on his head. He knows what he's talking about, man. He knows what he's talking about.
Oh,
Yeah. We definitely gonna get it back up in here and chop it up and see if what we're saying is coming through. Was I already know, unless Tom Brady go in there and throw them 6 picks like I hope he will.
I mean, ain't throwing but 12 all year. You want him to throw 6 in the game?
oh my goodness.
All right,
Ted, hey, man, I want to thank you guys for coming on. Definitely, we'll pick a day next week and sit here and talk the divisional playoffs. And we can also throw in a little, end-of-year awards.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you right now, if we lose to Washington, I'm not coming. I'm not coming.
If you lose to Washington, I don't care if you don't come. I'm still going to blast your ass.
I'm going to light you up. Because you got the GOAT.
If I lose with the GOAT, I'm done. I quit football.
And you're playing against a nameless team. Come on now.
Right. The football team.
No name. This is Game of Thrones. The team has no name.
The football team.
A football team.
Hey,
I don't know.
Did you see what your team did to the Cleveland baseball team? We'll talk
Yeah,
about that.
oh boy. That's called the ski mask way.
The
With the ransom note.
Oh man. With the ransom note.
Man, listen. We'll get together next week. I want to thank you guys for taking the time out. We'll get together next week, and I'll say peace.
All right.